Boom, we are alive, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tiho and the Arcane Bear, Baron Rothschild, that I'm sure a bunch of you will probably recognize. It goes a little something like this: you want to buy when there's blood in the streets, even if it's your own. And that, I thought for the longest time, was a metaphorical saying, but it's not a metaphor. It is a very literal contract that you should be paying attention to, which is when there's fear in the marketplace and there's assets that you are interested in, this becomes one of the most pertinent times to be accumulating. We saw that with the pandemic on March 11th when the spring occurred, and one of the biggest psychological shocks we have seen in human history took place, and that from every day onwards became the day that you wanted to be accumulating more Bitcoin. So here we see Bitcoin on the 4 hour. With that in mind, last night there was a little bit of blood in the streets as there was fear and panic. We did a little bit of a live stream update, and be like, oh my God, Bitcoin's dropping. And we're like, okay, well look guys, we want to touch the bottom of this support range. That would be really nice to see. And more importantly, everything needed a bit of a cool down. As you can see here, we're actually headed right back up to the top of the trading range. The thumbnail that my thumbnail creator made didn't even get a chance for the blood in the streets idea to hit the market before we're already back green and near the top of where we were. So again, as if you were with us with last night's video, the idea here is to stay calm. Look, as again we went over, these falling supply lines and rising prices are extremely bullish. There's no need to be worried in these markets. So we show up on a day-to-day basis, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe, because we try to provide these live updates on a day-to-day basis, and we will do it one every day for the rest of the year. It's a personal goal of mine to bring you the calmest, coolest, most collected data from the digital asset space as we move forward. Ethereum on the next hand here, I've got a little bit of a colorful chart open, looks like a snake moving through. These are some of the momentum indicators that we use, although I don't share them often. You can see, quite interestingly enough, that each momentum indicator, that every time it went purple, happened to be one of our secondary tests. Now, again, we don't need the momentum indicators for us to see that. We are able to label all of these without them, so I actually usually turn these off, but it was already on. So ta-da, there we are. Look, here's a test. Here's a test. I don't need a color purple telling me to buy. I can literally see when they're at the bottom of the range. So again, I try to stay away from momentum indicators, guys. But on the maybe the clearer side of the fact here, if we do turn them on, boom, look at this. Here's a time to accumulate. Here's a potential time to accumulate as well. So they can be powerful, but you don't need them. I actually think that they cause a lot of noise and a lot of confusion. It takes a pretty skilled investor and trader to be good at trading anyways. So from a more important part, for those of you that are new, you can literally just pretty much focus on accumulation ranges right now and not even worry about distribution. Here, falling supply, rising price on Ethereum as well. And not just that, the entire time in this trading range, we have been falling again near the bottom of this supply range, and the price has subsequently been rising. These are extremely bullish characteristics. And I think in general, one of the most important parts to understand about market sentiment analysis is looking for the end of the bull market, and we're not there yet. As you can see behind me, our bull market indicator is still green. It's the best indicator there out in the market, and you guys will never have to pay for it. As long as this light is green, I believe we're in a bull market. Now, if it turns red, you want to be a little more cautious with your positions at that point. Or if you're just a long-term investor and holder, you can probably even accumulate. Because if you had bought Bitcoin at the all-time high of $1,000 back when I did, you'd be sitting pretty. And if you bought the Bitcoin all-time high of 2017 at $20,000 and never sold, also sitting pretty on a 2x plus position. And that's important to remember. You can literally just keep accumulating for most of your lifespan. Now, if there's bills you have to pay, if there's debt you need to cover, do that when you can. But other than that, don't worry. Follow these ideas of trading and educational studies so that you can remain calm and confident. Because remember, one of the diseases and the sickness of the new investor and the new trader is over-emotional investing and over-emotional trading because of a lack of education. So how do you cure those things? You join a healthy environment where other people are going through that educational process and learning. So if you consider yourself adventurous and like to try new things, go to arcanebear.com/private and sign up for our private group today. Okay, that's it. We'll move on to the next part. We're going to take a look at Link. Again, Link had a really nice quick wick down, and I think this is important here. I went over this in last night's video, and one of the reasons why we're seeing so much volatility in Link is because of the Link Marines. You want to keep an eye on the fact that there's retail investors who can show up to the venture capital space who could have never got into venture capital earlier, and a lot of them are doing it basically by accident. So keep that in mind. Here, this volatility wick that we see in currently in Chainlink is again due to the fact that we have so much retail investors getting scared in moments like this. They bought like at $33 Link thinking it was going to 100, and now it's at 28, so they close their positions and sell to bigger players like myself. So Link is actually in a really, really sweet hot spot where even though we saw that volatility, the very, very noticeable change of character in the curvature from our previous SOS, our previous line here is starting to go basically parabolic. It becomes more and more clear as we zoom out. And we've gone over ones like this as well where we saw that in the graph. I do believe we're forming a new trading range. We had a nice spike there. Avalanche went a little bit lower on the secondary trading range here. We are to $32, but I did grab some more entries last night. Still sitting around $40. Probably get another secondary test here as well. Probably should turn off these colorful indicators as they don't help anyone. Boom, yeah, here's our secondary test. And we may even actually look at this as our primary shakeout with the amount of volume that we saw come in and supply come in down near the bottom of the range here. So again, guys, what I do is when I've identified a trading range, I'll actually take positions all the way out through the trading range at spot because I'm happy accumulating within a trading range. I don't need to get right here or like right here. I actually will accumulate throughout this entire trading range effectively. So my first spot positions, my second spot positions here, or I guess my first new ones at this higher level were at 40. I made them the other day. So at this orange line, 44, actually just a little bit higher here. I thought we were going to bounce off that, but we didn't. We got a little bit of a lower spike, and we've seen accumulation patterns like that before. If we go to our little updates, we'll look at our schematic 1, where you have a dip below in phase C. Very specifically, I think that we're seeing these much larger these dips below our primary shakeout, our secondary test, and I actually believe that this was a spring here, kind of finalizing phase C of Avalanche. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on it because we do have that final support range, our primary support back here at 35. So anywhere within this box to me is looking healthy. I'm quite excited about that as well. Cardano started to form a bigger trading range last night as well, and we can see these changes come through the market. Again, guys, I use momentum indicators just because I'm kind of trying something out, see if we want to produce it as a more value for you guys. But predominantly, you can get rid of all that noise and just focus on the trading ranges. Look at the wicks down here. Again, I think this is a common indicator that there's a lot of retail being kind of shaken out of the market in these moments where like big players come in, and what they'll do is they'll sell a large amount of supply to try to get rid of the retail hands in that moment. So they use those kind of scare blood in the street like feelings to get rid of everyone right now. So these are generally more of a time to accumulate, not a time to sell. Everyone seems to get it wrong. I think Warren Buffett said Wall Street, or at least in this place, the crypto sector is the only place that sells things when things are on sale, and that's generally when you should actually be accumulating the assets that you're interested in, not selling them. Again, just really quickly over GRT, one of our private updates went out back at here at the SOS around 80 cents. We're still up in great profit here, are already 175% in the 13 days since that PDF went out. And more importantly, I wanted to look at the DeFi perpetuals. For those of you that are interested in playing a bigger game, you're managing more capital, go to arcanebear.com/FTX and start playing around with the FTX DeFi perpetuals. You don't have to play with leverage there. You can buy 1x, but it allows you to find exposure to multiple tokens. You'll notice the Jesse Livermore breakout pattern we see here. And again, look at the touch. Boom, boom, right on the top of the POC line right now. I think the DeFi sector is about to go absolutely ballistic. And just as a quick update, guys, for those of you that are in the private den, will have gotten an email in your inbox about this one. I won't go too much further into it because it's for the private group. So check your email inbox. That one is already up 12% since we got the email update. So thanks to Baloo for helping us jump on, and thanks to our tech team for bringing that one to the table. We actually brought it to my table 2 months ago and I forgot about it. So that was my bad, guys. I'm just only one person and I'm trying to do a lot, but we got it out to you today. So that's the most important thing. Again, I really think it's important to study the emotional behavior that takes place during market sentiments like this. it can be so valuable for you to remain calm over the years while you're building a portfolio and you're in an accumulation cycle, to really understand what it is that you're trying to do, which is acquire more alpha through capital investing. So I'll take it's pretty much the end of today's episode. So again, guys, give us a thumbs up if you like this content. I'm probably going to do a live stream tonight where we just hang out, put some low music in the background, and we'll just shoot the shit all evening. See how it went really well last night, aside from the fact that I couldn't get the volume on the audio correct. But I see one of you guys are asking questions. What's this volume bar on the side? This is part of the pro version of TradingView. And if you want to sign up for that, you can go to arcanebear.com/TradingView, where you will get a discount for signing up. And the volume profile here, we are using our session volume and visible range. Currently, we are on visible range. So as we move out to every section of time frame, it shows you a new area where the most volume and of supply has been sold. So currently, back down here at $10,000, when we left that box, that was the previous POC line. And as we scroll in closer and closer, you can see that the previous the new POC formed here at around $33,000. This can also act as our creek. So for those of you that are studying the Wyckoff method with us, you will notice this creek jump across before the breakout into the new SOS phase. So just for fun, I should probably label that. This is our SOS phase. Yay! We are about to go ballistic in Bitcoin after this. We're just in the final stages of what's going to become our backup. So we're measuring a smaller trading range here for our backup phase. And in very little time, I believe Bitcoin is going to run to around $60,000 to $80,000. Not investment advice, but hey, if you do your homework, it pays off. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at some of your guys' thoughts and questions today. Again, remember, if you're new to the channel, guys, please subscribe. I'm gonna be doing a live stream video every day in hopes that we can get to like 100,000 subscribers. That would be amazing for me. Even getting to 40 or 50,000 is gonna be huge. So I thank you guys for all your support. But let's take a look. Thoughts on Cardano? We already went over Cardano. Would you agree with me if I said the bull flag on the hourly chart of Cardano? No, I would not. Again, guys, if we just went over Cardano, but I'm not seeing a bull flag here. I'm seeing a new trading range take place. Something like this. Now, again, the preliminary support might be all the way down here. If you're looking at a bull flag, it probably means you think that you're on the hour, you're going like this. Was this the bull flag? Was this the spring? And it could be, but I would be much more interested in the larger reaccumulation pattern that we see here taking place in this horizontal trading range than the smaller 1 hour. So on the 6 hour, you can see this is probably a much clearer rendition, especially when you look at the DeFi perpetuals and the GRT. We just have these larger bands right now that are taking place. Shout out to, actually, let's go over that kind of right now. I want to give a shout out to someone in the private group who made this really nice kind of update. Some of you may even recognize his work, but I just wanted to give him a shout out because I was stoked that he did it. Let's see here. And if you guys haven't yet, follow us on Twitter. But yeah, this one here, this fun little stylized update. Hopefully we'll get more like this out here. Again, for those of you who recognize the buying climax, automatic rally, top of the trading range. Here's a spring. Look at the volume. Really nice stuff. So we're going to keep bringing on more content creators to help do as much as possible. So I really appreciate all your guys' support as we go through that learning and growing process. But again, start to find your trading ranges and really recognize them. Again, I think that we saw a spring here, likely below the box because of the FUD. I will maybe somewhat due because of the chain did have like a little bit of a stall moment. They did fix it, but I think it's important to recognize those changes on whatever play you are in right now. Back to Bitcoin here on the top of our trading ranges. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Litecoin. It just doesn't provide the strength right now. I'm much more interested in the other plays that we're in, so I pretty much ignore that. Even still, like Litecoin has underproduced what other tokens have done, so why would I want to be in that position when there's better positions to be in? Yeah, I definitely don't want to listen or trust people like Anthony Mitchell who just make random conjecture with no proof of concept, no study, have no idea what trading ranges are. Probably they're just guessing. Don't listen to people that guess. Listen to people that study. Theta had a fast bounce and made a new high. Yeah, we were trying to get the Theta update out, but Blue and I ended up producing GRT instead that week. So again, guys, we try to Blue and I try to go in a Bear Forge for the private group at least once a week, and then I produce the larger macro newsletter, which will come out actually tomorrow morning. So keep your eyes on your inbox for that, private members. You'll get the macro update tomorrow morning. Mike says, Arcane Bear, is there one platform where you buy alt spot? You can recommend a good platform cheap. It really depends on what country you're in. So there's no real easy answer for that. Nice. There's Successful Bull. You're welcome, brother. I really appreciated that today. Again, I'm in a like full-blown mode to try to produce as much content that's valuable for other people. So when you guys help me do that, you definitely get shouts out for doing so. Like here, this one again, Successful Bull's in the chat. Actually, I'm going to make you a moderator for that one too, Successful Bull. I don't know if you care about it or not, but add as a moderator. Boom, there you go. You're now a moderator of the channel, Successful Bull. Congratulations, you've been promoted. Awesome, guys. I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. I'm really hungry. I had a long day of work and consults and building stuff, so I'm just gonna leave it as a shorter episode today. We will be live tonight. We'll be going over a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna try to have a long-term, like a marathon evening where we just go for as long as we can. On producing like a live stream event. So hopefully I'll have some music set up in the background that doesn't have lyrics in it. We can just chill out. I'll drink my kombucha. We'll light some sage. We'll take a look at the market. We'll go more in depth with some of the things you guys are asking. So we'll probably go live again tonight. But I just wanted to go over that as today's morning episode. So this is Tia with the Arcane Bear. Thank you for supporting us. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, and one last thing, guys. I wanted to go over this briefly, too. We have just killed it on Kiva. Since the other day, $6,250 we have lent out to entrepreneurs around the world in the agriculture, food, retail, art, service, and clothing sector. Frigging amazing. We are actually one of the strongest teams on the Kiva platform. So I just want to give you guys a huge shout out for that. We are in the top 8 of all new community members that have joined Kiva, period. We're in the top #1 of businesses. That means we were the most successful business at bringing people to the Kiva platform, guys. Huge round of applause for each of you for joining our Kiva team, arcanebear.com/Kiva. And we are the top 6. That means out of all the businesses that are on Kiva against companies like Nike and all those other, because we are in the top 6. Hold on. 6. I swear I know how to use my fingers. That's a hugely, hugely important factor, guys. I'm really, really grateful and proud of you all. Music, guitar. Oh no, but I will finalize with a little bit of flute one more time, just because I've got it right here. The guitar, guys. I screwed up. I bought the wrong strings for the guitar because it's a 3/4 inch Martin, and I bought full length guitar strings. But I'll finish off with just a little bit of flute here to leave you guys, and then we'll see you in the evening tonight. So. Yes, Steve with the Arcane Bear. You guys are fantastic, and we'll see you on the next episode.